What's going on, guys? Kigerr here, and there's been some misinformation going around about squad battles, how to get the best points, and things like that going around. I'm going to break down the actual way to get the best points in squad battle, as well as ways to help you progress your roster. Let's get into it. Alright guys, we're on the main squad battle screen, and as you see I'm in bronze 1, but I'm going to show you a few things. I already did my strategy, and I want to show you what we're doing here. So, we have 6 opponents on the board. All of them, we can kill all 6, and then once you kill all 6, it does a refresh, and gives you 6 new opponents, because down here in battle count, you can recharge more. As you see, you can normally do up to 10, and it shows 8. I've done 2, and I'll show you why. It does 50, 100, it looks like 150, 200, and it goes up and goes up. I don't recommend everyone does this, but as we start getting into silver and higher brackets, this will help you get better weekly rankings and get some crystals. So when you beat all 6, you'll get a new field like this with the Captain Marvel with the 2x being a target. I kill the Captain Marvel in this case being the 2x, and then in the top right you see paid refresh. You also get 1 free refresh per day, which I've already used. Then you can refresh and fight that 2x again. If we take a look at the rankings, the only reason I'm so low is I was not doing this the first day-ish and a half, and I wasn't really paying attention to how I was doing my attacks. And several other people are just doing a bunch of attacks trying to get the first week and look really good. Now, if we come and look up here, why this is working is if we go down here to reward info, this is what you're getting for your wins and losses. So 9 currency for a win, 3 for a defeat, 4 for a draw. I haven't seen a draw. I'm assuming that means if a timer runs out. But what matters down here are the last 2. Grade achieved. So when you hit this rank up for the first time, you get that score. But all kill is what we're looking for. That means killing all 6 enemies on the board. In addition to getting teamwork stones for that, you also get bonus points. As you see my victory score, you get, the victory score above right here. As you see, 81 until I get to the next one. And what I'm saying is you get 10-ish right now in the bronze section. 10 or 12 depending on how quickly you kill the opponent. But there's like a 70 plus bonus for an all kill, which is way more. That's as much as, if not more than, doing another all kill of just regular points. Now, what some people have noticed is if I go here and try to mess with my teams, so if I go to defense log, where's it at? Team settings. As you see, a bunch of my heroes on the right are grayed out. Why that is down here you'll see team info 1, 2, and 3. You'll see it naturally by itself puts characters in the 2 slot and 3 slot, which are coincidentally the ones that can't be chosen on the right, including the companions. This does the same thing on Defender, which you'll have to watch out for. Now let's talk about each hero's bonus and best ways to use them. So over here on the far right, we have the attacker and defender that I just showed you. On the far right is teamwork. Teamwork is what their individual effects are when you put them on the board. So if we look in the attacker position, you'll see placement effect down there at the bottom is his teamwork effect. I don't know why they use the same word, but we can show you. Iron Man, decrease cooldown 7.2 every 7 seconds. Teamwork, Iron Man, 7.2 every 7 seconds. So that is what the teamwork skills are. Each character has their own teamwork, and you can level them up here. We don't know the max, I'm assuming level 10. Now, I actually think based off of how these scale, they're not going to matter much, and they're going to be little bonuses very similar to if we go out and look at Alliance and look at the Alliance Lab, accuracy 1.27, defense pierce 0.58. These things, crit damage 1.9. These are big bonuses, but they're not big enough to go out of your way for. So if we look at teamwork, let's check out which ones we got. Captain America applies a barrier for 3.6% of HP at the start of battle for 20 seconds. Now, how this works is you have a team of 3, they have a team of 3. Your first member and their first member start the fight immediately, as well as their companions. After a short delay, I believe it's 7 seconds from what I'm being told. I have not seen it because I'm killing the opponents way too quick to ever see how long it works. But 7 ish or 10 seconds, the next wave comes out. So if we look at my team, I start with Iron Man. After 7 to 10 seconds, then Widow comes out. Then after 7 or 10 seconds, Magic comes out. And then they're all on the same board at the same time. So Captain America only applies the barrier to himself, but he makes it last for 20 seconds. So he might be a good first wave person, and the idea is to kind of overwhelm your opponent here. So you can, they use their abilities in the order. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They use their abilities in that order. So if you have something like the taunt skill, he will taunt first, then go on to his attacks and whatnot. So what a strategy people are talking about right now is you have kind of a delayed team as your first wave. Delay them with things like Captain America, things like Spider-Man, things like Doctor Strange, things like Scarlet Witch, things like Storm. These are characters that can stall it out so your next wave of characters can come in and they can be your damage dealers, wipe the board. This would be things like Widow, Iron Man, Wolverine, even. But let's talk about the rest of these bonuses. Captain Marvel, recover overtime equal to 1.2% of ultimate gauge recovery every second. So this is one that could do interesting as it scales, because if we assume this scales as it does in front of us, 0.2 every level, assuming it stops at 10, 2% per second. So every wave, so if she's in your first wave, for the next wave, she's getting 20% of her ultimate gauge. I don't think that's going to matter, but who knows? We'll have to test some things out. Spider-Man is an interesting one right here. Increases dodge rate by 24%, ignoring max limit for 1 second once every 7 seconds. So as we know, he maxes out at 90% if you have the specs and whatnot. Then with this 24, he goes up to 114%. Then 4% per level. This scales up pretty high. Let's say 150 is where it stops. 150 from their 175, they're not going to hit you. But that's for 1 second every 7 seconds. So this is how they put in a lot of Spider-Man saying, man, I can't manually dodge. How am I going to dodge hits? This is how they're trying to balance that out with Spider-Man. Black Widow, just flat out. A bunch of these are 7 seconds, but some of these are just flat out bonuses. Black Widow, bonus damage of hitting single target. Just hit single target. The issue here is a lot of her skills hit multiple targets, so it'll be hard to set her up in that way. But if she's able to hit just one target, that's going to be real awesome. Iron Man decrease remaining cooldown every 7 seconds. That's really cool because how he works is in that first 7 seconds, you're going to be doing your combo, right? Missile spin blade, speed amp missile spin blade, but then randomly, bam, everything has a cooldown on top of it. Strange is a weird kind of tank here. Recover 0.36% of HP every second. Okay. It's so weird because in his regional sets, he has HP or defense as his 3-set bonus. So if you're doing regional as Strange, it might behoove you to have HP as your 3-set just to get this small little bonus right here. Star-Lord increased damage by 4.32% when attacking an enemy with 50% or lower HP. You also have a spec that does the same thing, so you can stack on top of stack on top of stack. I think Star-Lord becomes a big damage dealer in this game mode, ignoring his current balance issues. But right here, it looks like he can be a good finisher for the team. So you can have him in the second or third wave come in and wreak havoc. Storm increased damage by 2.88% when attacking an enemy with a status effect. She teams up real well with things like Star-Lord and Black Widow and such because they naturally put on status effects, making Storm just naturally do bonus damage. Magic, she gets a real tanky one right here, putting her, I think, in a good wave 1 spot. And that's increases short range damage dealt and decreases short range damage received by 1.5%, 1.44%. So if she's in the front, she does more damage and receives less damage. Scarlet Witch increases next skill damage by 7.2% every 7 seconds. This can be good if you have it lined up in a certain way. If you have your cooldowns lined up and your skills lined up, that at 6 seconds you do Witch's Descent, which reduces their defense, and then at 7.2 seconds you use a big hard-hitting skill, you can find a bonus here. Wolverine absorbs 1.44% of damage dealt as HP. Wolverine has a 2900% damage skill on his board. So just giving him this, and he has 2 other specs that give him damage as healing. So he's going to be healing like no one's business. But let me know if this opened up your eyes at all. I know people have been talking about just doing the 2x refresh, hit the 2x again, and then use up your attacks. The only time that can ever be a thing is if we get to silver, gold, what have you, and you can't hang with the enemies in front of you. So you pick off what you can and then refresh to use up your daily allotment of points. But let's look at the rankings, right? So reward list is we get the squad battle tokens. Then we get the teamwork stones and crystals. So what is the top 100? If you get in the top 100, that's 400 crystals. That's whatever. That's fine. Try to get in the top 100. Add that to your weekly income of crystals. It is obviously not as good as the Dark Zone crystals we had before. Heck, to get that, you would have to be at rank 2. Because that would be 1,400 crystals, and you get 15 for rank 2. So it's not that good for crystals, but we get the squad battle tokens. Let's look at the shop and see how good that shop is. As I said in my previous video, I think the core slot color changer is premium here. Get that as often as you can up until you have all your core colors in the spots that you want them. Then it just becomes a draw ticket selector and report box bundle. And if you have any extra points, I don't really see anything here besides maybe the companion upgrade selection box. Let me know if you find anything else in this shop you think is worthwhile. Till next time, guys.